Across the globe, from bustling cities to remote villages, a silent killer moves unseen. This is air pollution, a complex cocktail of harmful substances that we unwittingly inhale with every breath. While many pollutants threaten our well-being, one stands out for its insidious nature and profound impact on human health. PM2.5. These microscopic particles, less than 2.5 micrometers in diameter, are small enough to penetrate deep into our respiratory system, wreaking havoc on our lungs and beyond. Our respiratory system, a complex network of airways, is our first line of defense against the outside world. It is designed to filter, warm and humidify the air we breathe, ensuring that our body gets the oxygen it needs while protecting us from harmful substances. Air, drawn in through the nose and mouth, travels down the trachea, branching into smaller and smaller passageways called bronchi. These passageways are lined with tiny hair-like structures called cilia, which help to trap and move particles out of the airways. These bronchi further divide into even smaller tubes called bronchioles, leading to tiny air sacs called alveoli. The alveoli are surrounded by a network of capillaries where the crucial exchange of gases takes place. It is here in the delicate tissues of the alveoli that oxygen enters the bloodstream and carbon dioxide is removed. This process is vital for maintaining the body's overall health and function, but PM2.5 particles are so small that they can bypass the body's natural defenses, reaching deep into the lungs and lodging in the alveoli. These particles are often composed of harmful substances like heavy metals, organic compounds and other pollutants. This intrusion triggers inflammation and irritation, impairing lung function and increasing the likelihood of respiratory diseases like asthma, bronchitis and emphysema. Over time, chronic exposure to PM2.5 can lead to more severe health issues, including reduced lung capacity and even cardiovascular problems. The threat of PM2.5 extends far beyond the lungs, affecting multiple systems within the body. Once these tiny particles infiltrate the alveoli, the small air sacs in our lungs, they can cross into the bloodstream, bypassing the body's natural defenses. This sets off a cascade of reactions throughout the body, leading to what is known as systemic inflammation, a widespread inflammatory response. Like a wildfire spreading through a forest, inflammation disrupts the delicate balance of our internal systems, causing widespread damage. Oxidative stress, another severe consequence of PM2.5 exposure, further damages cells and tissues by generating harmful free radicals. The cardiovascular system is particularly vulnerable with PM2.5, increasing the risk of heart attacks, strokes and other cardiovascular diseases by causing blood vessels to narrow and harden. Even chronic conditions like diabetes are exacerbated by long-term exposure to these harmful particles, making disease management more challenging and increasing the risk of complications. The consequences of prolonged exposure to PM2.5 are tragically evident in the statistics on global mortality. Studies have shown a clear link between long-term exposure to PM2.5 and increased mortality rates, even at levels once considered safe. What is particularly alarming is that even small increases in PM2.5 concentration can lead to significant rises in premature deaths. This invisible threat does not discriminate, affecting people of all ages and backgrounds. It is a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our environment and our health. Chapter 4. The silent carcinogen, PM2.5 and cancer risk. PM2.5, or particulate matter smaller than 2.5 micrometers, is a pervasive pollutant that can penetrate deep into the respiratory system. Among the many dangers posed by PM2.5, perhaps the most concerning is its link to cancer. These tiny particles are released from sources like vehicle exhaust, industrial emissions, and even wildfires. These microscopic particles act as Trojan horses, carrying harmful substances deep into the lungs. Once inhaled, they bypass the body's natural defenses and embed themselves in lung tissue. Some of these substances are known carcinogens, capable of damaging DNA and initiating the development of cancer cells. Over time, this damage can accumulate, leading to mutations and the uncontrolled growth of cancerous cells. The lungs, directly exposed to PM2.5, are at the highest risk, with lung cancer being the most common type of cancer associated with air pollution. However, PM2. 5 can also affect other organs as it enters the bloodstream. The World Health Organization classifies outdoor air pollution, of which PM2. 5 is a major component as carcinogenic to humans. This classification underscores the urgent need for global efforts to reduce air pollution and protect public health. Chapter 5. Unequal impacts. PM2, 5 and vulnerable populations. While air pollution affects everyone, some populations are more vulnerable to its harmful effects than others. Children with their developing lungs and immune systems are particularly susceptible to the impacts of PM2. 5. The elderly, often dealing with pre-existing health conditions, are also at increased risk. Those living with respiratory or cardiovascular diseases face heightened vulnerability, as PM2.5 exacerbates their existing conditions. Socioeconomic factors also play a role, with marginalized communities often bearing a disproportionate burden of air pollution. Chapter 6. A pervasive threat. PM2.5 in our midst. PM2.5 is not confined to industrial areas or polluted cities. It is a pervasive pollutant found in both urban and rural environments. Sources of PM2.5 are numerous and varied, including vehicle emissions, industrial activities, power plants, construction sites, and even natural events like wildfires. This ubiquity makes it challenging to avoid exposure, and for many, persistent exposure is a fact of life. The cumulative effects of long-term exposure to PM2.5 are a growing concern, highlighting the need for urgent action to mitigate this silent threat. OTRO, protecting our future. Addressing the PM2.5 crisis. PM2.5 is a silent killer, but it is not an insurmountable challenge. By understanding the profound impact of this pollutant on human health, we can take steps to protect ourselves, our loved ones, and future generations. Addressing the sources of PM2.5, from vehicle emissions to industrial activities, is crucial. Investing in cleaner energy sources, promoting sustainable transportation, and implementing stricter air quality standards are essential steps in the right direction. The health of our planet and the well-being of humanity depend on it.